Hey my love, today I want to talk about using your triggers to manifest exactly what it is that you want. Now, you have probably heard it a million times by now that if you want to manifest something into your reality, whether that's your specific person relationship or something else, you need to stop reacting the same way to the same things. Like, you cannot look at your current reality and the circumstances that you see and then every single time offer this exact same emotional response. And so then you're asking yourself, how do I stop being triggered? How do I avoid these triggers like altogether? And how do I control these emotional reactions so that I don't go into overthinking mode? And I don't spiral. Like, how can I just live my life, go about manifesting my specific person or whatever it is that I'm manifesting, and then look at the things that are showing up in my reality, like my specific person doing something out of the blue that triggers the fuck out of me, or saying something unexpected, something that might hurt my feelings. How do I not emotionally react? How can I just stay in my power no matter what and then still feel good all of the time? Before we dive into it, I want to tell you that if you're not inside my monthly manifestation membership called Magnetic already, you are missing out big time. Where I see so many manifestors struggling is that no matter how much they affirm, how much they journal on a daily basis, how much they try to just think positive thoughts and stay high vibe, the exact same feelings of anxiety, doubt, and fear keep showing up, and they keep reacting to the same things in their 3D reality over and over again, just keeping themselves stuck where they're at, not actually getting what they want. That's because these triggers, these emotional reactions, they don't just disappear, because they also did not show up just out of the blue. You have to shift them at the root. And what is the root here? Well, that's the subconscious mind, because you know that you are creating your reality through the subconscious mind. And all permanent, lasting change in your 3D reality happens first within the subconscious mind. So inside Magnetic, you learn to reprogram the subconscious mind using super powerful tools like hypnosis, which is just one of the tools that we use inside Magnetic, but it's not like just any kind of hypnosis. This is a super special type of hypnosis that we do that is specifically designed for elevating your self-concept, like shifting your beliefs, your stories, and also releasing these triggers, these emotional reactions at the root. Like, just imagine how powerful you will feel when you no longer react the same way to the same things in your 3D reality. And when you can actually manifest the things that you want into your arms on demand and make that specific person relationship or whatever else it is that you're calling in last a lifetime, because now you have the self-concept to back it up, to keep your manifestation, and now you have the self-concept to support you, and you no longer are triggered or react the same way. So instead of ever asking yourself again, how do I control my emotional reactions so that I don't get triggered? How do I avoid getting triggered? What we're gonna do is release the trigger at its root so that the trigger is gone. It's gone for good. It's not gonna come up anymore. Because then you don't have to try to control your emotional reactions or try to manage your triggers or even try to avoid being triggered. Because there's not gonna be that trigger anymore. The response is gone. I have done this work on myself as well, because I used to have a lot of triggers, especially in my relationship with my specific person. When he pulled away, that was a major trigger for me. When I felt like he was distancing himself, when he was ignoring me, I went into anxiety mode and I went into a spiral, and then I started reaching out, contacting him, pursuing him even more. And I just didn't like myself being that way, because that wasn't really me, it was just the trigger. I was acting out based on my triggered response. And so when I got to the root and I uncovered where that trigger came from, that's when I could shift it and do the subconscious reprogramming work that we do inside my monthly manifestation membership called Magnetic. What we're gonna talk about here today is something that completely changed my life in a matter of a couple of years, and I know that it can drastically change things in your life as well, also in the relationship department and anything else that you're manifesting, changing, or shifting in your life. You just need to put this into practice. After I learned to use my triggers to manifest the things that I wanted so much faster into my life, and keep them for good as well. And instead of being afraid of my triggers, trying to push away my emotional reactions and trying to tell myself that no, I shouldn't feel this way. When I learned to lean into those triggers and use them for good, that's when I was amazed because I started manifesting the things that I actually wanted. After that happened, I wanted to help other people as well, like change their reality and manifest the things that they actually want into their arms. So that's when I got certified in, for example, clinical hypnotherapy, in breathwork, in neural encoding, and in so many other modalities that I'm now using as a combination inside Magnetic and also inside all of my other programs. So in order to get to the root of the trigger and release the trigger for good so that you can manifest your specific person relationship faster than ever and all of the other things that you want, you have to ask yourself, what is this trigger trying to show me? Why did I emotionally react this way? Most people think that triggers are bad and that they are proof of something going wrong. And of course, if you consistently keep reacting the exact same way to the exact same thing, then of course it's gonna be harder for you to manifest what you actually want, because offering this emotional response just slows down the manifestation process and keeps you waiting for what you want so much longer. That's why the goal here is to stop reacting and stop being triggered. But I also want you to allow yourself to be human. It is absolutely normal to sometimes react. I don't want you to beat yourself up for that. But what you can do is learn from those triggers and then shift things within the subconscious mind, because your emotional reactions are actually showing you your subconscious programs. Your emotional reactions are completely normal, but they are not random at all. When you emotionally react to what is showing up in your 3D reality, it is always a sign of your subconscious programs that got activated. Whether that's your subconscious, like limiting beliefs, your fears, a story, or some sort of perception of your reality. So I want you to see your triggers not as the enemy, but as your best friend, because they are the roadmap to shifting the very things that are keeping your manifestation away from you. When I intentionally manifest something into my life, I get really excited when I notice myself feeling triggered or feeling bothered by something, because that's when I know exactly what to work on. I know exactly what subconscious program to start shifting. And when I shift these things, that's when I become unstoppable. Because a trigger is just a reaction, it's just a flare-up that tells you, hey, there's something inside you that needs attention. Think about it this way. If you didn't have a fear of rejection, you wouldn't spiral every time when your specific person takes longer to respond. If you fully believed that you were the chosen one, you wouldn't get triggered when you see your specific person talking to someone else or liking other people's posts on social media. You would not see other people as a threat, whether that's women or men. Or like if you didn't hold on to an unresolved emotional pattern around love, like based on something that has happened in your previous relationship, then you wouldn't be triggered or emotionally react when it feels like your specific person is pulling away. The trigger here is actually not the problem. The real problem is the thing underneath the trigger. Think about it this way. There are some things in your life right now that would not bother you. Maybe those things would trigger your friends, but they would not bother you or get that emotional reaction from you. You would not get triggered by those things. Just like if somebody told you that you are stupid or that you are ugly, you would not even for a second question it. You would not even for a second think that that was the truth. You would just shrug it off and laugh at them. Why? Why did you not react here? Because you did not have a subconscious program that got activated. You did not have a limiting belief, a fear, an insecurity, or an emotional pattern that got activated. But if deep down you had a belief of I am not smart enough or I am not beautiful enough, then suddenly that exact same comment would hit different. This is what I mean with the triggers being your best friend, showing you what you need to shift within the subconscious mind. Because your triggers are just a mirror showing you the limiting beliefs, the fears, the insecurities, the emotional patterns that you have not shifted. And these will keep showing up in different ways, in different areas of your life over and over again until you get to the root and you shift them. It's the same thing as if you have a garden and you imagine yourself planting these amazing, beautiful red roses all over. And now suddenly you notice that there is weed that starts growing. What most people do is they cut the weed. But then the weed starts growing again and then they have to cut it and cut it and cut it. That is fucking hard work. So instead what I invite you to do is to pull out the weed. You're not gonna leave the roots in the soil. You're gonna grab the weed close to the ground and then you're gonna pull straight up. You're gonna get the whole root. Because that's when you can ensure that that weed is not gonna grow again. In this case, what I mean is that you're gonna uncover the root cause of the trigger. You're gonna identify the limiting beliefs, the fears, the insecurities, or the emotional patterns from past memories and past experiences that made you react that way. Now, this is where it gets really powerful. This is the moment when you become a powerful manifester, a powerful creator of your reality. This is the moment when your reality can start shifting. Because when you identify the root cause of that trigger and then you shift that within the subconscious mind, that is the moment everything changes. When you shift that belief, the trigger no longer has power over you. You're not gonna react the same way anymore. Like if you shift the fear of rejection, then you're not gonna get triggered by your specific person's silence anymore. Or if you shift the belief of I am not chosen, then you're not gonna spiral anymore when your specific person wants to hang out with his or her friends instead of you. Instead of controlling your emotions or trying to suppress your triggers, you're actually releasing the entire program that created the trigger in the first place. I want you to start using your triggers for good. Use your triggers for what they're meant for, to change your reality, to help you manifest what it is that you want. So next time when you get triggered, I want you to lean into that trigger and ask yourself, what is this situation making me believe about myself? Why did I react here? After listening to all of this, the last thing I want you to do is to run away from the very things that are here to set you free and to help you speed up the manifestation process. After you have identified the root cause of that trigger, the root cause of what made you react that way to that situation or that thing, the next step here and the last step is to take your power back by changing these subconscious programs. So if you're ready to go deeper and to rewire these subconscious programs so that you stop, if you're ready to go deeper and to actually rewire these subconscious programs so that you stop being triggered and can actually manifest what it is that you want, I invite you to join my manifestation membership for self-concept transformation called Magnetic. If you don't see the link to join Magnetic down below, just send me a message on Instagram with the word magnetic and I will hook you up with the link. I am super excited to see you on the inside.